Right now, some woman in your life is running a test on you. Not with words, not with questions. With silence. With reaction. With the way she watches what you do when things get slightly uncomfortable. And the part that should wake you up, she doesn't even know she's doing it. It's not calculated, it's not cruel. It's wired into her. And it has been happening since the first moment she met you. Most men fail these tests not because they're weak, but because they never knew the test existed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what she's testing, why she does it, how to spot it in real time, and how to respond in a way that builds attraction instead of killing it. Stay with me because the third test is the one that ends most relationships before they even start. Let me be clear before we go deeper. This is not about manipulation. This is not about gaming anyone. This is about understanding how attraction actually works beneath the surface. Because the man who understands this doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't perform. He simply stays grounded while everyone else around him panics. That's the man she remembers. That's the man she chooses. The first thing she tests is how you react when things don't go your way. She cancels plans. She replies late. She gives you a cold one-word answer after a warm conversation. Most men immediately spiral. They overthink. They double text. They ask, "Did I do something wrong?" And the moment you do that, the test is over. You failed. Here's why this happens. She's not being cruel. She's checking your emotional foundation. She needs to know. Does this man have an internal world that doesn't collapse the moment I pull back slightly? Because if her small silence breaks you, what happens when life gets hard? What she's really asking is, can I trust this man to stay stable when I'm not performing for him? The response that passes this test is almost nothing. You stay busy, you stay warm but not desperate. You don't punish her. You don't disappear either. You simply continue being yourself without making her silence mean everything. Calm, grounded, unshaken. That is what attraction feels like from the inside. The second test. She says something slightly provocative, a small challenge to something you believe. And she watches. Not to win an argument, but to see if you have a spine. Most men immediately agree, they soften their position, they laugh it off. Yeah, they say, yeah, you're probably right. And something shifts in her, not consciously, but she feels it. The respect quietly drops. Here's what she's actually testing. Does this man know who he is, or does he reshape himself based on whoever is in the room? Because a man who agrees with everything she says is not a partner. He is a mirror, and you cannot stay attracted to your own reflection for long. The move here is not to argue, not to be aggressive. Simply hold your position. Calmly, with a slight smile. I see it differently. 3 words, no apology, no over-explanation. That moment of polarity is exactly where attraction lives. The third test, this is the one that ends things before they begin. You're moving forward, things feel good, there's chemistry, there's momentum, and then suddenly she slows everything down. And she becomes less available. She stops initiating. The energy cools slightly. Most men panic and push harder. More effort, more text, more plans, more performance. And that urgency tells her everything she needed to know. Here's the truth. She is not losing interest. She is watching what you do when the momentum slows. She's asking, does this man have a life that exists outside of me, or am I his entire world after 2 weeks? A man with purpose, with direction, with things that matter to him? He doesn't collapse when a woman slows down. He notices. He stays warm. But he doesn't abandon his life to fill her silence with his anxiety. That independence is not coldness. It is the single most attractive quality a man can have. Pull back slightly, not to punish, not to play games, simply because you have a life, and that life keeps moving whether she responds or not. The fourth test. You're in a moment of tension, a small disagreement, a moment where she is emotional and watching how you handle it. Does he get defensive? Does he shut down? Does he immediately apologize for things he didn't do just to end the discomfort? All of those responses fail. What she's testing is emotional maturity. Can this man stay present in discomfort without attacking or collapsing? The move is simple but rare. You stay calm. You don't match her emotional temperature. You don't dismiss her feelings, but you don't drown in them either. You hold the frame. Steady, present. I hear you, let's talk about it. That sentence delivered calmly does more for attraction than any smooth line ever could. Because she doesn't need you to be perfect. She needs to know you won't fall apart when things get real. The fifth test. This one is long, this one is quiet, and most men never realize it's happening. She is watching whether the man she sees in week 1 is the same man she sees in week 6. Did his confidence change once she showed interest? Did he become less decisive? Did he stop doing the things that attracted her in the first place? Because here's what most men do. They work hard to attract her, and the moment they feel they have her, they stop being the man who attracted her. They get comfortable. They get passive. They slowly hand over all the leadership they used to carry. And she doesn't say anything. She just feels it. That slow, quiet erosion of the energy she fell for. The consistency test never ends. Because she's not testing you to trap you. She's testing you because she wants to keep choosing you. She needs evidence every so often that the man she trusted is still there. Stay the same. Keep your standards. Keep your direction. Keep your calm. Not for her, for you. Because that is who you actually are. Here's what ties all 5 together. She is not testing whether you're perfect. She is testing whether you're real. Real confidence. Real stability. Real direction. Not performance. Not pressure. Not intensity. Just a man who knows who he is and doesn't trade that identity for approval. That man doesn't need to chase. Because presence like that pulls without trying. So let me ask you something honestly. Which of these tests are you currently failing? Not because you're weak, but because nobody told you the test was happening. Now you know. Reaction, opinion, patience, pressure, consistency, 5 tests, 1 truth, stay grounded and she stays interested. Comment below which test hit you hardest. I read every single one. And if you want to understand how to build this kind of presence from the inside out, not just react better, but actually become the man who never has to think about this. Watch the next video. It goes deeper than anything I've covered here. See you there.